Hi. In this episode, I will continue showing you how to use Screen Editor in Clickly, how to create all the components, add stuff. And in this episode, we are focusing on the settings panel. Please be sure that you watched two previous episodes because they explain other things in the Screen Editor. So I stopped when I wanted to upload a new image. Let's do it now. I have some image I found on the internet. Um, it's here. And then at some point I realized, oh, I don't want to have it as an image. I want it as a image background. So I convert it to image background. And yep. And then if you see this plus button appears because it means this component is a container, which is empty for now, and you can put some stuff in there. Don't worry, when you will switch to view mode or when you will preview this app on your mobile phone, this plus button won't appear. It's just for you to know that there something can be added there. And I want to move stuff inside. And this one, and also, by the way, the drag and drop works inside Explorer, inside Canvas, and between those, and even more. A little secret, but really nice. You can move UI components, UI elements between your projects from different browser tabs in different browser windows. That's also pretty neat. So here probably I want to fix my styling for the content because I don't like how it's called, how it looks. It seems the problem with this aspect ratio, I want to remove it. And then basis size, I don't need it, but I want to have it with 100%. And then again, I can go to layout and update my layout. I can do this or change. You see, once you switch the options, the icons change just to help you to understand what to expect. I go here and I want to add some gap. Every component has a lot of settings and you can explore them, and I encourage to explore them, try them. If you are familiar with React Native or CSS with HTML, you'll have a huge advantage because everything will look familiar. If you are familiar with Figma, you also have a huge advantage because many concepts are shared, very similar ones. You always can use this search. You always can use this defined filter. And each component has also many settings tabs, including accessibility settings and some advanced settings that probably you won't use, but they're there for you if you need them. And each setting has a menu which you can open if you click on the setting name, setting label, or if you click right click button. Um, you have all the options you see there. You can cut, copy, and paste, clear. If you want to just reset the option to the default value, like to make it empty, kind of non-existing. And also there is some little help. Sometimes it contains some technical details. You can skip those. It also helps you to understand what the setting is about, what it does. And even sometimes it has some links to some additional technical documentation or examples, which is also pretty helpful very much. Um, uh, Another thing is that uh, you probably noticed this option called create data flow. That's the way where you can connect your data to UI. And in this case, I have this data flow and I can build some UI, and you have many options. And for instance, I want to have some UI state, which is like a variable that lives within your screen, and I want to add this state, and you see it automatically understands that I'm creating this state within connected to the switch value. So it also did all the settings for me. I just have to give it a name. For instance, is enabled something, and the default value, let's say it's empty, non-existent. And then I want to connect to this value, uh, and I see it here. And another thing is like counterpart of data formulas is action flows. Data formulas allow you to bring the data to UI, and action flows, they allows you create some scenarios, some scripts. What should happen when you do something, when user does some action, or there is some app event or system event, like for instance, your phone goes offline or online. So in this case, there are two available actions that I can create on value change and on change. On change, to be honest, a little bit more complex. There are more things available there. So on value change is completely enough in my case. And it looks similar to data formulas, but just a little bit different. Just for you to help to see the difference between those. It has those, you see, yellow, orangish headers in the nodes. And in this case, I also want to connect to this state that I just created, but I can connect to this set value function method that I can do. And in this case, I can put some static value. So every time I change value, the value will be the same, but that's not what I want. I want to connect to the data that it comes with this action flow, that basically what actually user does, it also is there. It's in the scope and it's here value. So now if I go to the view mode, I can see that it keeps my value. Like I can click there, and if let's say I connect it on the text value. By the way, in the text, you also have a right-click menu, context menu, that shows you different options. And the data binding is the way how to connect a data formula. And I have it here. So I want to connect to the value of this UI state. And it says me no, or false, which is more like technical, like a real value. And when I switch it, you see the value is changing. So that's how you connect to you can have settings in two modes, basically. One mode is the static mode, and another mode is when you are connecting the dynamic data through the data formula. It's called also sometimes data binding. That's it for this episode. See you in the next one. Bye.